Hi there everyone, GuardianE here with another Destiny Child video, this time on the Ragna Break Season 30 Lifeblood featuring Strigoi that you can see in the back there as the new Ragna boss. Now, one of the key units that's going to be pretty great at taking this boss on in particular is going to be Krsnik. So adversary Krsnik, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, is a fire supporter, and we do want to get her to help us when we do finally get into the Slayer rankings for the Ragna boss. So we're just going to go right into the summons here, start with Multi 1. Now the Guilty Gear collab went very, very well. Summons were a little inconsistent, all over the place, bipolar. We had some like amazing luck in some respect with Ramathal, and then kind of like abysmal luck on the other side with Melia, so we're hoping for something in the middle here. I don't want to get, not asking for the world, but I also don't want to get royally screwed. So certainly we do have enough to pity if we need to pity. That is going to be 15 multis in, but fingers crossed that is not going to be a problem. So we're going to watch through the first multi here, and then we are going to alternate skipping the multi and watching. Last chance here in the first multi, and that's not going to be anything. Alright. And here we are going to skip. There we go. If we skip, it will cut to a 5-star if we do have one in this multi. And we do not. Okay, gonna get the Echo and the Jaina. Next multi in. So now, speaking of Shift Up and Hyungtae Kim's team in general and Korean artists, Korean Mobile, Nikke is set to launch, I think, on the 4th of November. I'm pre-registered for it, and I believe it should be coming out next week, so we are certainly going to be covering that at launch. I haven't been following any of the news related to it. I've been pretty much in the dark, other than, obviously some of the character designs, as well as some of the animations and things like that. But I've otherwise, tried to stay pretty spoiler-free. So, we're going to be going into that blind when it does come out, and I'm eager to see what they've got in store for us. I know it's not directly Destiny Child related, but it's sort of tangentially Destiny Child related, so just thought I'd mention it here. Alright, so wow, we got 2 Frisias. Interesting. Alright, next multi in. We actually do not want to get her here. I know that because I said that we are going to get her here, but we don't want to get her here because one more multi in and we will get the spa skin. Alright, there we go. Alright, okay. So it did actually work out for us here. Next multi, which is multi 5, that does net us as a consolation prize, the spa skin, which is great. There's a skin that you can get through the Ragna Break as well for Krsnik, and I'm excited. That one looks pretty great. I am going to do my best to try to get that and possibly feature it in this video. I don't know if I'll be able to get it in time, but we'll have to see. And then the Ragna boss herself, Strigoi, I forget her name already. Something kind of Russian, vaguely Russian sounding. Also has a skin that I don't know if you get it through. I'm assuming you get it through the final step of the Ragna shop, but I haven't looked and confirmed that for myself. Sorry, I'm a little ill prepared. Normally I would look at the patch notes before getting into this, but I just have been all over the place, and unfortunately, just like this multi all over the place. Not getting her here. Okay, next multi in, let's go ahead and skip. It is a 3% rate on the banner, and of course any 5-star is going to be her. So let us skip. And nothing. Medea, Idun, Legend, Baphomet. Alright, well I did say we would go up to the multi, the pity, that doesn't mean that I wanted to go up to the pity. Although if we go up to the pity, we do get some nice consolation prizes as well. But after spending a pretty hefty amount of crystals on the Guilty Gear banners, I'm not hurting for crystals. I mean, that's certainly not the case, but I would like to build up the stash some more regardless. Okay, Typhon. And after the video, I actually did go in a little bit harder for the Jacko Soul Carta. I was hoping that maybe I could get a Prism version. Didn't pan out. I ended up getting like 5 copies of the 5 copies of the regular version and no copies of the Prism. It was really infuriating too, because I was getting Prism cartas of non-rated up Soul Cartas, so that was, you know, borderline trollish there. Didn't feel great, but at some point I just kind of had to, you know, throw in the towel, wave the white flag. Alright, so here we're gonna skip. Oh man, maybe they are gonna make us go to the pity today. Dang. Well, we're halfway through to the pity. Let's pop over here and... it's multi number, what? 8 or so? I think so. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Whew. This could be going better. Could be going better. Wow, not even 4 stars. We always end the multi always oh, okay, there we go. I was about to say the multi always either ends on a 4-star or a 5-star, so thankfully it ended on a 5-star, and that is going to be Adversary Krsnik. She looks super cool. The hunter aesthetic looks really nice on her. Alright, well that is excellent. Oh, wow, and that's perfect timing too. We just got our mileage for another 5-star ticket, so that's great. One of these days I'm going to redeem these. I know I keep saying that. I have like 300 5-star tickets just sitting in my box. Someday we'll do it. We'll get it. Maybe like during an anniversary or something. Some kind of celebration. Alright, well let's take a closer look at Krsnik as well as the raid boss. Alright, let's take a closer look at Adversary Krsnik here as well as the raid boss Strigoi. So starting with Krsnik, servants of fetid hell, now's the time to breathe your last, don't you think? The Krsnik family has hunted vampires for generations. To their hallowed line, a maverick was born. Making her way in the world under her family name, she keeps her given name a secret. In a quest to kill all vampires, she hunts relentlessly, bearing a large cross on her back and a cigarette on her lips. Yet if she continues as she has, this pursuit will likely consume her life. In order to avoid such a pitiable fate, she makes for the source of the vampire plague, Poenari Citadel. So she certainly looks the part. Calm, cool, and collected to a T. I absolutely love her design. She has her little kind of mechanical cross weapon here over on the side, which is really fun looking. And then she's standing on some rubble, has somewhat 1 foot propped up on a rock here. She has that cigarette in tow. She's left her hunter's coat opened up to reveal a figure-hugging white blouse. Pinstriped pants with red lining, which is very, very stylish. Opened up at the buckle and at the buttons as well of the shirt to reveal her midriff, as well as the straps of her bottoms here. And love really the volume of her hair as it kind of, in the animation itself, as it kind of, the curls bounce around her a little bit. Really, really nice. Let's take a look at her awakened art. The red elements to the coat are far, far more robust. The cross weapon is opened up with the blade extended and flames coming out. Definitely some reminiscence of Ragna, who we just had as part of the Guilty Gear collaboration. Of course, this character was designed well before that collaboration out on the Korean and Japanese servers, or at least the Korean server. Some of the rubble has gotten more distinctive with some blades embedded in the ground as well. Some of the straps of the coat floating more in the animation. She has that pale full moon behind her, which really gives a whole new dynamic look to the skin, especially with the lighting coming in from behind. Now, one skin that you can earn through the Ragna Break for free, I'll show you how to do that, is the Smoker Krsnik costume. So even vampire hunters need to switch off sometimes. can see here a little bit more of a casual look to Krsnik here, or at least a more of office attire rather than hunter attire, I suppose. But she's got a full open blouse, certainly showing off her plentiful curves. Got the pencil mini skirt, and then she has her knee propped up on this stool. She's flashing that Magnum, but she does have her signature cigarette in mouth as well. She looks absolutely fantastic in this. I actually love both her default skin and this skin, so it'll be nice to be able to swap between the two here, but it's nice to see another side of Krsnik. So as far as her skills are concerned, she is of course a fire supporter, and for this particular Ragna Break, the reason why she's so potent is for a number of reasons. For one thing, a big element to this particular Ragna Break is the bleed mechanic, is that the boss can really extend the bleed on your allies, and especially during fever time, that's like instant death. So what Krsnik allows is through her tap, she does have Purify built in, which is going to convert bleed into regen, which means that effectively all of the damage that they would be taking from attacking, they're instead going to heal themselves, which is fantastic. So that's really, really great for this particular battle. And then Hunter's Prayer is her drive skill. So her drive skill does damage, but it also provides a debuff barrier plus 2500, which means can't be used with shields that absorb debuff damage to 5 fire type allies for 20 seconds, and Frenzy, which is plus 110% attack and invincible for 20 seconds. So this combination of effects essentially means that once your unit goes into fever time, they're going to be invincible, and they're not going to take any damage from that bleed or any of the other effects, and they're going to be able to finish doing their fever time damage with amplified plus 110 attack, which is pretty darn good. And then of course her leader buff is fire type ally attack plus 20%, and then plus an additional 20% during a 5-person giant boss. So she's really gonna hammer in and provide a boost to that damage that you're going to be putting out for Ragna Break. So she's an ideal Ragna Break leader against green bosses. So let's take a look at the view drive effect here. Hunter's Prayer. So you do get her cross here transforming into the blade ablaze. You see her silhouette through the slice, and it looks like she slices the moon in half. That is so cool. It's so stylish. I love how the cross kind of rises from the cliff edge, and she's just there, and the moon exploding behind her. That's a really cool animation. And then the Ragna Break boss this time around that you can earn for free just by grinding the Ragna Break is Scarlet Blood Strigoi. My friend, my brother, my savior. Even now I wait for you in the time that was lost. There is an old legend concerning the Poinari citadel that still bears the scars of defeat. It tells of the vampire, a monster who sups human blood. Is that sips human blood? I think that's a typo. To gain everlasting life. She is the terror of night incarnate, ruling over all her kind. The alchemists believed she possessed the elixir, a potion that grants eternal youth. Strigoi has guarded the citadel, risking her life against countless alchemists and vampire hunters. Was it truly the elixir she wished to protect, or was there a secret lost to the annals of history? So Strigoi looks super stylish. Elements of a syndicate crime boss, businesswoman, power lady. I mean, she just like oozes that cool, confident strength. But super stylish in this designer clothing, almost a sharp juxtaposition with Krsnik being a little bit lackadaisical with her clothing. Strigoi is like prim and proper, like all around, clean cut, elegant, no nonsense. She cocks that eyebrow at you and looks at you in disgust. In fact, if you zoom in on the eyes, she does have kind of those reptilian eyes that give you an indication that she's not all that she seems up front. Opulent jewelry as well, some accessories, the brooch, and then in her awakened art, even more pronounced, the blood red eyes, almost glowing. Also the full lips with the hints of red. The white dress, very dapper with the overcoat. And just look at all this intricate detailing and patterning on the clothing and the lining behind her. It's just really, really fantastic. Really comes together. And again, she still has the gun. I mean, she still presents herself as this, unattainable power beauty. Now, there is also the Bloody Strigoi costume, which I don't think is obtainable right now. I don't think you can get it from platinum chests or through the Ragna Break rewards, so I'm not sure how you get this. This is what she's wearing during the Ragna Burst segment, which we'll take a closer look at a little bit later. But this is where she fully unleashes her vampiric self, and she looks absolutely captivating and alluring just absolutely sensational. I do think this will probably drop in the Blood Gem shop in the future, and that's a no-brainer. I gotta pick that up right away. But let's take a closer look at her skills. So Strigoi is a wood debuffer, and she is geared towards PvP. That is sort of her role. And as a vampire, as you would think, she actually does siphon health from the enemy and absorb it as her own health. Interestingly enough, she doesn't have the vampire effect. So even though she's a vampire, she doesn't have vampirism as an actual. Now you can like add that onto her through the new puppet system that's in the game, but she doesn't have that innately. Instead, what she has is something that's called Blood Curse, where she actually returns a fixed amount of HP to herself based upon the number of attacks that she does when she inflicts the Blood Curse. So she does have that. She also inflicts bleed with her tap, and with her slide, she does have a chance to inflict Allure, where she'll nullify buff effects on the target, and which can only be removed by certain skills for 12 seconds. So again, that's all very in line with the flavor of her being a vampire. The Undying Night, which is her drive skill, will also provide recovery block, which is nice, and again, the bleed damage over time. And once again, the leader buff, all enemies debuff duration plus 15%, ally bleeding damage plus 200 in PvP. So once again, she is PvP based as a character overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at her drive effect here. Undying Night. We do get a nice little zoom in there on her skin. I actually have already seen this Ragna because I've gone through the Ragna Break, of course, and fought her numerous times. But I think her drive effect is awesome. I think these two units have amazing drive effects. I love that she's kind of standing on the top of this tower. It zooms out with the blood red moon. There's the flash of her eye, the bats coming out from the outstretched wings. It's really dynamic. It incorporates her as a character as well, and it's just aesthetically really striking. So I really like all of those things about this drive skill. I think both of them are pretty fantastic overall. Now, where they did skimp out on these two characters, unfortunately, is the spa skins. Spa skins are both 2D, unfortunately. There's actually no animation whatsoever. I mean, they're nice, nonetheless, but them being not animated at all makes it a little bit easier to just wait to see if I can get them in a midnight parade in the future, rather than like hardcore hunting them right now. So this is Krsnik's. And right here is Strigoi's. I do like the fact that she brought her gun and her glass of wine with her into the spa. I think that's a nice touch. The art for the spa skins is really, really great. It's just, again, unfortunately not animated. So here we are on the Season 30 Ragna Break, and if you go to the Ragna Burst here, just beating the first boss, the level 1 boss, will net you the Krsnik skin. So if you were wondering where you can get that for free just by beating level 1. It is for newer players that can be a bit difficult to do. The boss is pretty intimidating, pretty powerful for new players. But you can also get it through the raid shop here. So as you go through the different resets, the final reset will actually have Smoker Krsnik available, as you can see here from the notice. So the final reset will have another copy of Strigoi, we'll have a Krsnik, and then some platinum chests as well. I checked the chest contents, I did not see the Strigoi costume and skin available in there, so I don't think the skin is currently available. I think it might just drop it into the money shop and the blood gem shop at some point in the future. I do think it's very odd that they would show this incredible skin that everybody's drooling over and then not even let people pay to get it, because it feels like a monetization opportunity lost. But hey, I do think that they are going to let everybody get this for blood gems in the future, which is a no-brainer for me. But if you ended up summoning for Krsnik, let me know in the comments below how you did. Let me know how the Ragna Break is going for all of you. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Destiny Child content. We thank you all so much for watching. We really, really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's keep on slacking.